Dear one, if you found this letter, it means your heart is aching in a way that words can hardly describe. Heartbreak is one of life's most profound pains, isn't it? It leaves us raw and vulnerable, unsure of how to move forward or if healing will ever come. I want you to know that I understand because I've been there too. So let's sit together for a while. I've got a cup of tea by my side, and I hope you can feel the warmth of my heart as I write this to you. Let me share a piece of my story, some lessons learned and a bit of hope. You're not alone, dear one, even in this season of brokenness. A time when my heart broke. Many years ago, when I was a young woman, I experienced my first true heartbreak. His name was Peter, and I thought we were destined to be together. We had dreams of building a life, a family, and a future that seemed so certain it felt like a fairy tale. But life has a way of surprising us, doesn't it? One day, Peter told me he was moving far away for a job opportunity and didn't think our relationship could survive the distance. He said it kindly, but it shattered me just the same. I remember sitting on my bed that night, clutching the locket he'd given me, and sobbing until I couldn't breathe. My heart felt like it had been torn in two. For weeks I wandered through my days in a fog, wondering if I would ever feel whole again. And then one afternoon my mother, your great-grandma, found me sitting under the oak tree in our backyard, staring off into the distance. She didn't say a word at first. She just sat beside me, her presence a balm to my aching soul. After a while she spoke gently. Suzie, my girl, your heart feels broken now, but it's still beating. And as long as it beats, there's hope for healing. I didn't fully understand her words then, but they stayed with me, like a seed planted in the soil of my sorrow. Over time, with patience and love, that seed began to grow into a new understanding of life, love, and resilience. Healing takes time and grace. Healing from heartbreak is not a straight road, dear one. It's more like a winding path through a dense forest. Some days you'll feel like you're making progress, and other days you might feel like you're right back where you started. And that's okay. After Peter left, I threw myself into writing letters I never sent, pouring out my pain and confusion onto paper. It was a way to release the thoughts and emotions that felt too heavy to carry. I also began spending more time in prayer, asking God to fill the empty spaces in my heart with His love. One day, as I was reading the Psalms, I came across this verse. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34 verse 18. Those words became my lifeline. They reminded me that even in my darkest moments, I wasn't alone. God was with me, tenderly holding my shattered heart and guiding me toward healing. Lessons from a broken heart. Looking back, I realized that my heartbreak taught me some of the most valuable lessons of my life. I'd like to share them with you, in the hope that they might bring a bit of light to your path. 1. It's okay to feel the pain. When we're heartbroken, there's often a temptation to bury our feelings or pretend we're fine. But let me tell you, suppressing the pain doesn't make it go away. It just delays the healing. Allow yourself to grieve, dear one. Cry if you need to. Write, sing, or talk to someone who will listen without judgment. A broken heart is a sign that you've loved deeply, and there's no shame in that. 2. You are not defined by this pain. In the midst of heartbreak, it's easy to feel like your pain is all-consuming, like it's become a part of who you are. But let me assure you, you are so much more than this moment of sorrow. When I was heartbroken over Peter, I felt like I'd lost a part of myself. But over time, I came to realize that my worth wasn't tied to his love or anyone else's. Your value, dear one, comes from who you are as a unique and beautiful creation of God. 3. New joys will come. I know it might feel impossible to believe right now, but the ache in your heart won't last forever. Just as winter gives way to spring, your season of sorrow will eventually give way to new joys. Years after my heartbreak with Peter, I met Tom, the man who would become my husband. Our love was different from what I'd experienced before. Steadier, deeper, and built on a foundation of shared faith and friendship. Tom taught me that love doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful, and our life together has been one of my greatest blessings. A story of redemption. Not long ago, I had a conversation with my granddaughter Emma, who had just gone through a painful breakup. She called me one evening, her voice trembling with tears. "Grandma," she said, "I don't know how to move on. It hurts so much." I listened as she poured out her heart, and then I shared a piece of wisdom that had helped me all those years ago. Healing doesn't mean forgetting or pretending it didn't happen. It means learning to carry the love and lessons forward, even as you let go of the pain. Emma took those words to heart, and over time, I watched her blossom into a stronger, more compassionate person. She found joy again, not because the pain disappeared, but because she allowed herself to grow through it. My prayer for you, dear one, if your heart is heavy today, please know that you are not alone. I'm praying for you for comfort, for strength, and for the courage to take one small step forward each day. I pray that you'll surround yourself with people who love and support you. I pray that you'll find moments of peace, even in the midst of the storm. And most of all, I pray that you'll remember this: your heart is resilient, and with time and grace it will heal. You are loved more than you know, by the one who created you and by those who care deeply for you. Never forget that. With all my love and blessings, Grandma Suzie. Thank you, my dears, for spending this time with me. Remember, life's journey is better when we walk it together. If these stories and reflections warmed your heart, be sure to subscribe and join me for more wisdom, comfort, and a little sprinkle of joy. Together, let's keep growing one story at a time. Until next time, stay safe, stay hopeful, and remember, you're never alone. Grandma loves you.